This is probably my favorite session in the HR Tech Conference. It's going to be super fun, exciting, interesting, innovative, and you're in for a treat, so thank you for being here. So this is the Ideas and Innovators session, and we use the Ignite presentation style. The Ignite presentation style is really demanding, it's kind of ruthless, it's super challenging, and it's kind of fun. And here's how it works. Each presenter prepares a slide deck of 20 slides, just normal PowerPoint slides. But here's the catch. The slides will auto-advance every 15 seconds, okay? And that's out of the speaker's control. They're all on a timer. 20 slides, 15 seconds per slide, total of 5 minutes per speaker. So it's challenging, it's fast-paced. The ideas come fast, the innovations come quicker, the speakers get nervous. It's super fun. But it's exciting, too. But it's ruthless. And I've done it a couple times myself, and it's probably the hardest and most challenging format of speaking I've ever done. So we've assembled 10 industry folks, thought leaders, innovators in their own right, folks from different areas of the industry. You'll learn more about them and their ideas and their thoughts here in a second. They're sitting right up there, 1 through 10, nicely arranged. Thank you for all showing up on time. This is exciting, it's energetic, and I know you'll leave this session with some great ideas and some great thoughts to take back with you and to mull over the rest of today as well as the rest of the conference. So this is my favorite session. I love it. So here, let's talk about the actual nuts and bolts. In a second here, I'll introduce our first speaker. He or she will come up. In this case, it's a he. Once he takes the stage, he'll give me the hi sign, like the thumbs up or the ready, whatever you want to do, Elvis. I will click. That'll advance his deck to his first slide, and off he goes. Once he hits his 20th and final slide, after 15 seconds, we'll go over to the next speaker, who then I will introduce. And that's it. And we're going to go rapid fire, 10 speakers, 5 minutes each. Our next speaker, I want to give him a shout out before I welcome him. Oh, you can come on up, David. I'm going to give you a shout out while you're up here, because it's pretty cool what you've done. The two hardest presentations to give at HR Tech are to demonstrate your technology and our awesome new technologies for HR showcase. That's the second hardest. And this is the hardest, to present at Ideas and Innovators. In the whole history of HR Tech Conference, you're the first person who's done both in the same year.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Please welcome David Karandish.
All right, go ahead. How's everybody doing today? Good? Good. So I'm David Karandish, CEO and co-founder of Capacity. Our mission at Capacity is to help teams do their best work. Companies turn to us for self-service automation to automate the key aspects of the workplace. Now, we've identified a secret that most people aren't talking about. A secret so pervasive, I would argue it's going on in every single one of your companies. In fact, there is an epic battle, a lightsaber battle for the soul of your company that's happening behind the scenes every single day. Any idea what this might be? Let's talk about it. So Dan Coyle wrote a book called The Culture Code, where he outlined a concept called the Culture of Proficiency. This is where you teach your team to do the same things repeatedly with excellence. This is the first camp of that epic battle. Anyone here hungry? Then you're really not going to like this slide, right? This is a picture of Danny Meyer's glorious company, Shake Shack. Shake Shack is known for proficiently delivering great burgers day in and day out, over and over again. The second camp, second lightsaber, is a culture of creativity. This is when you teach your team not to do the same things over and over again, but to create new things that don't exist, and to do so with excellence. Anyone here with kids, small kids? You're going to be spending time with these two this Christmas when Frozen 2 comes out. My kids love the first one. They're still in Elsa and Anna dresses right now. But these two sides, this culture of proficiency and culture of creativity, they create a paradox. They create an endless loop. They create a battle, like I said, for the soul of your company. And if we wanted to dive in and define what that paradox is, we would say it this way. The culture paradox is that the more your culture prizes proficiency, the more you drive out the creativity within your org. Conversely, the more your culture prizes creativity, the more you're going to drive out that proficiency as well. How do we solve this problem? How do we have creativity and proficiency working together hand in hand? So the answer to this question is we solve this problem, this paradox, through automation. Now, I tried to find the most ridiculous automation picture I could find on the internet. This was the best one I could come up with, but true story, Tesla just announced this morning they're buying Boston Dynamics, so they're actually going to have robots that look like this plug in your Tesla vehicle. Now, using the two companies we talked about earlier, Shake Shack used automation to take their culture of proficiency and to cut down the time it takes to get through the line so that they could spend more time creating new burgers, new shakes, etc. Conversely, the folks at Disney and Pixar have used automation to automate the creation of waves in movies like Moana, where the human element can come in at the very last second and add the finishing details. They would not have as many great water scenes had they not had that automation. Now, how in the world are we going to apply this concept out to the HR function? This is where we need what I like to call the Seesaw of Truth. With the Seesaw of Truth, you can take any company or any role within a company, and you can put a little seesaw up and say, do we value proficiency or do we value creativity in this particular role? Now, some cultures, like we said, are very big on proficiency, doing the same things over and over again. Some value creativity. This one was so creative, he wasn't able to stay on the seesaw, like the turtle on the left. But the basic idea is that we want to go through role by role, and we want to look at where are we fighting for proficiency and where are we fighting for creativity. And the truth about the matter is, as we talked with over 300 companies in the last 2 years, what we've learned is that even within an individual role, you can split out the creative aspects and the proficient aspects. Screening, scheduling, onboarding, training, reviews, offboarding. When you separate out the creative aspects of those designs and the proficient aspects, the parts where you have to execute over and over again, you can apply automation to go do your best work. That way your creatives are doing the work that they want to do, and your Excel sheet type folks can be as efficient as possible. And in fact, it's all measurable. You can measure your employee sat and how that changes over time implementing this type of technology with the goal of ultimately creating a better workplace. I want to thank you all. If you would like to learn more, check us out at capacity.com.